5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Hello. 65. Is it 65? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It might be 66. Who cares? Until we get to 420, all these numbers are irrelevant, aren't they? Or 69. Wow. Big meme number just around the corner. What a monumentous day that will be. Wow. Pot a day. 60, I'm assuming 65 days doing it in a row now. I mean, it's great. Another L was taken today. Big L's. I've been God, I feel like I've been taking a lot of L's. Probably since probably I'd say it's been a bit L-ish. Last 8 months, maybe. Sort of the back nine, as they say, as a golf term of the year. The back nine of 2022, and it's just sort of 2023 has actually been fine so far, really. But it's a lot of, sort of collateral, the sort of ripple effect of 2022 wasn't my greatest year. I probably so far have peaked in probably 09. I was pretty baller in 09. Let's be real. But yeah, no. Not the best 2022, honestly. Honestly, I know 2020 was a big stinker for everyone, but I feel like in general for me it wasn't even that. Well, actually I did take a big L 2020, but big for like me, relatively speaking. A lot more people took bigger L's, aka death, or just bigger repercussions. But it comparatively or whatever for me, it was not. It was like it could have been better. It could have been worse. Like, yeah, I guess it could have been worse. I could have died from COVID. I didn't even get COVID once. I've never even had it before. Never had it unless I did have it and just didn't have symptoms, and then never got it. So never got tested and seen it. But because I know it seems pretty impossible to just never have got it. But then again, I never left the house much just because I didn't have a job for it. Lost that job at the beginning. It was impossible. No one was hiring to get a job throughout that like 8-month period. And then I got a job sort of around, I think it was 2020, but it came through in around October time, I think. So it started flaring really in March-ish. So like this time, that was in October. It was in like our second or third lockdown. I can't remember, maybe probably second. And in the first one, the place I got the job at were offering, they did, what's it called? When they would like pay you money. They wouldn't make you, they would say you can't come in, but they'd still give you a percentage of the money furloughed. But then when I happened to join, they stopped doing furlough, and they made it so most companies for the second one also shut down and did the furlough again. This time they didn't. They made us go in anyway. And it was a night shift thing, so although I was going into work, like no one was there and there was no work to do because like it was a warehouse and there was no deliveries because it was like a lockdown thing. So they just forced us to go in, so we had to earn the money for no reason, but there was no work to do and we just twiddle our thumbs, and then they would walk over and say, don't act like there's nothing to do, even though there was nothing to do, and give us like fake jobs, which would like, go over there, no, the things need thinging, and you just go there and it just doesn't. It's just like, honestly, it sounds disgusting, but I spent large amounts of time in the toilet, not pooing, but hiding. I fell asleep in there multiple times. It's a bit of a long story right now, but I had to, because it was just like one of the situations where I didn't really care what the job was. It was just one of those ones where you just got to do the job, because I was saving at the time. And it was like, long story short, I couldn't get there any other way than this way. And this way requires me getting there 4 hours before my shift even started. So I would just sit around in like, because like where I worked, there was like a cafe area for like customers, but obviously it's nighttime, no one's here. So I just sit in there. All the lights were off, obviously. But it wasn't like pitch black dark. And I was just sitting there, just, I couldn't sleep, obviously. I was just like, try and watch something on YouTube. I'd have like stuff downloaded to watch, and I was just like bored. I'd edit something maybe. I was just like sit there, and then by the time that my shift started, the shift wasn't even that long. I think it was only 6-7 hours. So it was relatively a short shift, But by the time I started, I was just exhausted because I was just like trying not to like. Because a couple of times I did actually fall asleep. Like a couple of times I went to the toilet, fell asleep in the toilet, not on the toilet, but like it was like a disabled toilet that also had a shower in it. It was more like a changing room, and I locked the door. And I was like lying on like, not lying, but I was like sort of reclining. I was like sitting on the ground, like legs in front of me, like kind of reclined against the back wall. And I fell asleep there. And then I woke up like, and I was like, I checked the time. It was like 5 a.m., half 5, and my shift started at 4. I go running out, thinking it's a big deal. People basically didn't even realize I wasn't there. Like there was nothing to do. It was just, it was not the one. God, that was probably the worst. Probably was the worst work experience I've had. In terms of the actual logistics of the job, yeah, because there's other ones where the people you work with were just way more annoying. This one, in terms of just like having how I had to get there and just, cause, yeah. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about bad jobs. Maybe I will another time, because a lot of them have been humorously bad. They've not been like so bad where it's like, oh, it's vigorous, like just vigorous hard work, and it's been really difficult, and like they've never really been jobs like that. They've just been jobs that have been annoyingly bad in other ways. Just like I told you about the feces scenario with a co-worker who came in and shat on the sinks and rubbed it all over the walls and we had to clean it up, stuff like that. Things that weren't funny in the moment, but I look back on it and now go, wow, it's still not funny, but at least it might be to someone else. But it ain't to me. I still smell it sometimes. I catch a whiff of something and it reminds me of that day. Anyway, something I saw, I want to get to that, like the main thing I want to talk about at the end, I think. But I saw like a clip, I see this a lot of times. It's usually people when they're talking about something to do with art, filmmaking, directing, that kind of stuff. And there's a TikTok and it was like, it's got a good message here. I'm not dissing the message. It's like, so I'm gonna act out how the TikTok went right now. 3, 2, 1, go. So, you want to be a director? It's simple. Get up, grab a camera, any kind, go out and film something, anything. Get some people to be in it. They can be anyone, your friends, your family. You know, whack it all together, edit it up, chuck your name on the end, and there you go. You're a director. And it was meant to be this inspiring film. Like, you haven't got to like put movies out and get them into cinemas to be a director. You just got to make something, create something anywhere on any level, and you know that's art, man. Whack your name on that shit. You're a director. And whoa, yeah, cheer, whoa, yeah, great message. Whoa. We all agree with that. But at the same time, although it's like a nice message, it's also just like, it's not counterproductive. It's like, it kind of is counterproductive, because the whole point is meant to say like, oh, like, I don't know, like I get it. Part of that is true. Like once you, what's the difference? Okay, you make a film, if no one sees it or if some guy sees it and says it's good, and what, now it's good and now you're a director, why does, you know what I mean? I get that. But also it's like, how are you going to give yourself flowers that early? Go walking around putting director in your bio. Surely you have to earn that a little bit, no? Surely you guys got to be some kind of, you know, ladder here. Like I can go shoot something on my iPhone, yeah, call it a film. But like I'm an aspiring director. Surely you're not just like, oh, now I've immediately done that, I'm a director. You know, like you give, it's a self-proclaimed, maybe. I'm not saying you gotta get your films into like Sundance or a cinema to be called a director, but like you want to go out calling yourself a director after 30 minutes at work, just like, I don't know, man. There's not many other professions where you can kind of just go have a little play around and then be like, there we go, I'm a director. You know, like imagine if I go home, I play Operation Ouch. I'm like, there you go. I'm a fucking surgeon. Don't operate on me still. You know what I mean? Like what's another good example? Like just passed my driving license. I'm a race car driver. Who says I'm not? I've played football down the park, Sunday League. I am a footballer. It's like you're technically not wrong, I guess, but I don't know. I think there's invisible rules here. You got to kind of be getting paid for it to be it. You got to kind of have a decent body of work to fall back on to show for it, and I don't know. It's kind of like if you just go around calling yourself, man, I am a director, but it's like you've barely done shit. It's like, where's your motivation? What are you even gunning for then? You've made it. You're a director. You've done it. You know. And I get it. Art is sort of fluid in that way because what is art? It's all subjective or whatever, and like, what's good and what's bad? It's all just in the beauty's in the eye of the beholder and that. But like, I don't know. I just feel like these titles are things you got to earn a little bit more. It's got to be something to chase, something to gun for. You give yourself it after the one day of making something. It's just kind of like, what now? You know? I just find it funny. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I see the most irrelevant things online that don't warrant huge conversation. I'm just like, gets my mind ticking. Like, sure, man. I'm a singer. I've done it in the shower. Call me a singer. Don't say I'm not. I think I've sung before. No, we're dancing around it. We're beating around the bush. The main thing I've seen today that I've got to bring up and I've got to mention. Little old man, little old boy, little old ex-pro footy baller, Mason Greenwood, apparently is having a child. And apparently is having a child with, I don't remember her name, but the infamous girl who he, I don't know if I have to say allegedly before this, but you know, did some bad things too, which we had some sort of big evidence for. It is weird, to say the least. Yeah, because it's there's no good scenario. Let's just there's no good, if it's true, there's no good answer for it. There's three possible options. This is Mason Greenwood, and this is the girl who, like, we had the videos of, we had the voice note, the videos all that, the images with the bloody lip and all the bruises and stuff. And then you have the voice note where you could hear Mason Greenwood, you know, doing all of that as he, I think, claims to be just role playing or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember if he actually came out and said that, or his people did. But we've seen all that, right? Now to be having a baby with this person, A, accidental, mistake, doesn't want to abort. B, she's forgiven him. Okay, to forgive someone for that, yeah, people can change, but like, you'll give them time to change. You can't change in a 6-month period, I don't think, especially when you're like, maybe, I don't know how old he is, like 20, 21. And also, like, what things have been put in place for him to change? I don't know. I don't think he's been away anywhere. I'm not saying, obviously, I don't think he's been in the prisons. I don't think he's been in like an institution. I don't think he's been therapized or whatever the right word is. So B, forgiven him. C, she's had nothing to forgive him for because realistically he was innocent all along and she lied about things and all that. And all that, that's conspiracy though, because that's going against facts we've seen. So I can only go against what we've seen, which isn't great, to be honest. To now be having a baby with him, and I just feel like, I don't know, the vibe I get is that he thinks this is now some form of like justification, like let me back into football type thing. That I could see from his mind, if he really is like this manipulative kind of guy, right, and he's like got that going wrong in his head, right? You might think, okay, how do I get people back on side? Well, if I now go on to like have a baby with this person, I can convince them that I'm a better person and we have a child. It's like, okay, that's a visual, like physical thing, a little baby human that proves she's forgiven me. That, you know, issues were never even that bad between us because we got a baby together and now we're happy. And like, this, let me crack on my life, join back up with United, scoring goal. And it's just like, I just don't think you're going to get your way back in. to football that easy, I don't think it. I mean, I know it's easy to say. Any club struggling near the bottom of whatever league they're in, they'll want Greenwood's goals. But I don't know, man. I just really do think, I don't know, the reception will just be wild. It's different from other cases when you've got like the images that will, and people will do wild shit, man, like banners or petitions or like sort of, I don't know, it's just gonna be weird. I just don't think it's anything any team really wants to test out. And it's just weird, like, I don't know. I feel like the girl in the scenario also like didn't press charges and stuff. I remember like months ago, and it's just like so odd, man. And I don't know if it's even confirmed information, but it's odd, man. It's odd. I feel like Greenwood, just go out. I don't know why I'm trying to give him advice here, but I would say this isn't really advice. This is more just what I think should happen. Just write off football, man. It ain't gonna happen. And if it does, it ain't gonna happen in this country, I don't think. So you're gonna have to go abroad for that. Go find something out. You've made a lot of money. Invest well. You know, go and go talk to people. You know, try and get better. You know, go and like, I don't know what you can really do at this point, mate. But you shouldn't enter. And I reckon he has people around him as well who's been telling him like, yo, we got this plan, we got like an 18-month plan, we're going to get you back in. You're going to be back in football, and not only back in football, you're going to be back in the English league system and back in the Premier League, and hopefully we're gunning to get you maybe back in United. And it's just like, I feel like he fully believes that's like maybe a possibility. But he just looks to him like a villain. Every time you see his face, like people are recording him from their cars and stuff, and he just has this look now, so you can't look at him the same way. It's just kind of like that charm is gone now. This like new boy wonder, and especially Rashford regaining that and becoming that again. Like you don't even have like a bad part of you even like, you know, would want it, even if it was the wrong thing to want it. Like now you just don't even have that excuse because you're like balling out, man. You just knocked out Barcelona. You could win the cup against Newcastle, and you got players like Rashford scoring on all cylinders. So why would you need him back for? You're flying. But yeah, great topic for what is meant to be a light-hearted chat. But you know, news was dry when it came to things of a funnier nature. So instead we're talking about rapists. That was me saying rapists. I just thought like that was more just because, you know, usually you shouldn't say that on YouTube, and I'm just like, it doesn't really fucking matter to me. No one's listening to this. Anyway, this was 65. Yes, because yesterday I was singing 64 Zule like an idiot. 65. Well, seeing 66. I didn't like how can I do that again? I didn't like how I said it just then. Oh, it was horrible. And I can't cut it out. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to say it again. This was 65. See you in 66. The year we won the world. Actually, no, I'll say it tomorrow. I'm going to say it. I'm going to enter it. I'm going to exit again. This was 65. Who's doing that then?
Here with the kids. And they had like 3 kids. And the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like,